Hey guys, welcome to Beyond Civilization. Today we're venturing deep into the dense vegetation of central Louisiana to explore what remains of an abandoned World War II training facility known as Camp Livingston. Camp Livingston was located about 12 miles north of Alexandria, Louisiana, and it was active from 1940 to 1945. It was initially established as an infantry training facility, and construction began on September 16th of 1940, requiring the use of 18,000 construction workers. So that gives you an idea of the scale of this project and of this military installation. Once it was completed, it was the size of a small city, basically, with everything it needed to run. Not sure what this was. It's not really on our map. Unfortunately, they did a pretty good job of demolishing a lot of these places after the war, which is not always the case here in Louisiana. So there's not that many left, but if there's something out there, we're gonna try and find it. Looks like there's some stuff down here that we're gonna check out. Looks like some building foundations. Not sure what it was, but it's interesting. Some kind of brick pit, maybe a chimney or something, I don't know. So there's a lot of these uncharted buildings that don't appear on the map. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're, undiscovered or whatever. It was just such a massive complex that, I guess it would be impossible to include every single building on the map. So yeah, this is a medium-sized building. No idea what it was used for. This camp included a hospital, an incinerator, laundry, cold storage plant, motor repair shops, sewage disposal plant, utilities, water system, gas and electricity, 4 fire stations, paved roads, traffic lights, and recreational facilities. And Camp Livingston provided 13 religious chapels, service clubs, libraries, 4 War Department theaters, and a large all-purpose sports arena with roller skating, dancing, boxing, basketball courts, and other sports. So this was quite a large facility, and during World War II, it trained hundreds of thousands of soldiers for combat in the war. Another structure here. It's falling apart pretty good. There, look at that. It's crazy to think that this thing behind me actually used to be a camp road about 80 years ago. So many concrete structures and foundations just lost to the forest like this. Almost looks like a cemetery, but it's not. It's the columns or the foundation remains of a old camp structure. This one even has a tree growing right through it. Amazing. These are a little bit deeper in the woods here. Amazing what nature will do to these things. All right, so now we're in a different part of the camp, and it looks like, according to our maps, this may have been the area of the tennis courts. Wow, this is a pretty large area. Looks like it's been turned into a impromptu shooting range by some hooligans. Not bad. At least some of their shots hit the target. So as you can see, it was a pretty well-rounded facility. It even had recreational facilities for basketball, tennis, and other sports. So definitely had pretty much all the amenities of a small city. The quiet and solitude is hard to do justice, but it is really quiet, a really nice place to get away. Yep. So we got some more building foundations here. This is another one of our larger buildings here at the camp. So yeah, we got the concrete floor, concrete columns, but at least for me, unfortunately, no obvious indication as to what this used to be. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. So I wasn't sure if I'd find anything here, but this is the location of, I don't know if it's a factory or some kind of production facility here at the camp. But there's actually some ruins here, deep in the forest. I had to do some crazy hiking, but here we are. It's so quiet now, but this place would have been bustling with activity about 80 years ago. Wow, there's more. You can't really tell from the entrance, but there's just more and more building foundations over here. And it looks like there's more over there in the distance. I just keep seeing more and more the deeper I go into the woods. There's a circular curving concrete wall. Not sure if you can tell, but looks like this would have been a humongous tank of some sort back in its heyday. Whoa, yeah, you can see the other side of the concrete tank or circle. It is pretty massive. And there's still some stuff left inside. Let's see if we can get in there and check it out. Check it out. It looks like some kind of building. What is this? Really neat. A little worse for wear, but it's still intact. Not sure what it was. So this seems to be some kind of system that connects the two abandoned water tanks. So there's some metal there. It looks like it's been reinforced somehow. So the Forest Service is aware of this concrete structure. Let's see if we can climb our way into those water tanks. Yes, I think this one's broken here, so I might be able to just walk in with zero climbing involved. See, that wall broke off there. So I think we're now inside one of those concrete circular structures that we were talking about. Still got plenty of concrete, as you can see. And there's the structure connecting the two. And it's pretty large. And there's this thing in the middle with a bunch of trees growing through it. Let's check it out. Wow. Look at this thing right here. Here's the other tank. There's a little opening for us. And there's that building connecting the two. Again, these are pretty humongous. And there's some kind of line of concrete stretching down the middle of these tanks. Here's some more stuff. The further we walk, the more we see. This is also circular, so it may have also been similar to the concrete structures we saw earlier. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much to see. I don't know if I can possibly see everything and film everything, but I'm gonna have to pick and choose and prioritize the best spots. Wow. Some kind of grid here, a concrete grid. This would have been maybe some kind of water treatment plant for Camp Livingston. Amazing how the trees are just growing right through the middle of it. There's more. There's a fifth tank over there. And here's another concrete water tank. This one actually has a bit of water left in it. Insane. I mean, it's not in that terrible state for being about 80 years old. Okay, this one's crumbling a little bit. And there's there's like a whole pipe there. I'm definitely not going in there, but it's super interesting nonetheless. Super interesting. Another concrete water tank. Some water coming from the area of the water tanks and then out here into the beautiful stream. And you know, the deeper I go into the forest, the more stuff I keep finding, so I just don't know when to turn back. There's got to be a point where I turn back, you know. But it's super interesting. So much to see out here. And while Camp Livingston was indeed designated as an infantry replacement training center as well as a garrison for these infantry divisions, it also served other purposes, including for Japanese, German, and Italian POWs. And the camp also held between 800 and 1100 US civilians of Japanese ancestry who tragically were interned here as potential fifth columnists or enemy agents after the attack on Pearl Harbor. So most of these men actually remained in confinement throughout the war, despite a lack of any evidence whatsoever against them. So they would have been kept right here at this very military installation. So I did not expect this abandoned building to be this far off trail, but it is. So it's kind of close to the old train station, and again, it's not on the map. Okay, this is a bigger structure for sure. Got some small little rooms back here and the foundations. Maybe storage space. Not sure, honestly. Wow, pretty big. So as usual, we got the big chimney or furnace or whatever this was over here. These two big holes or whatever they were. So it looks like whatever this brick structure is, it collapsed from its foundation over there. And there's a weird column over there. I'm gonna go check it out. There's got to be an easier path to this thing. So many thorns, so many. Better be something cool. Oh, beautiful. No idea what it was. But it's like a whole structure with a foundation and everything. Watch our step here. Yeah. Large column. Got a little pit here. Most of the buildings have one of these. Not sure exactly what it's about. Yeah, so as you can see, we got this big column here. More or less, somewhat close to the railroad station, but I don't think it was a part of it. So to wrap up the story, Camp Livingston was deactivated in 1945, and it's now part of the Kisatchie National Forest. And the U.S. Forest Service manages the property where the camp was previously located. And as you've seen, you can still explore some of the original concrete streets, building foundations, former parking lots, parade areas, and at least 2 of the swimming pools. Thanks a lot for joining me today, guys. Please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to come with me on my future adventures. I'll see you next time.